welcome back to my channel. I'm eca.fairy and in today's video we are rating eye makeup palettes. This is part 2 of this series and we are looking today at the smaller ones or the more affordable ones. If you haven't watched the first part, I definitely suggest you do after finishing this video because we had a lot of fun. As you remember from the last video, a lot of the criteria of rating these palettes is how much I actually got to use them, how much creativity they inspire, and how often I'm reaching for them or not. We are going to be starting with the Nude Rich by Huda Beauty. This is part of the Rich Nude Obsessions, and this used to be an it palette when it first came out, and for me it remains so. It has helped me do so many looks. As you can see, it's pretty much in pristine condition, like it looks used in but not totally used up. This is going to be like a 9 out of 10 because the glitter, like let me show you, this glitter, it does have a more sticky consistency, so you don't actually need to use glitter glue before applying it. However, the particles are so big, like chunky glitter, and it does fall out everywhere. Like, I am sorry, I love the color selection. I love the blendability, if that's a word, of the colors. They are extremely great and extremely high quality. However, I do have a small issue with the glitter ones, as I was telling you, because they are so like chunky and get fragmented and fall everywhere, and you have to be extra careful when applying them, and they will still get into your eyes no matter how careful you are. At least that was my case. You can create both day and night looks, both more subtle or more intense looks with this one. I used it for concerts as well, but also for just like, I don't know, going to university or going to high school. I actually used to do my makeup in high school a lot with this palette, and it was one of my first like really intense, like dark palettes. And I still remember when I got it, and I love this. This is perfect. Huda, we love you. Just amazing. And next up we have a warrior. Literally, like I don't know if you can see, but the way some of the shades are broken, like there's like one of them is still like floating around here. I use this palette so many times. This is the NYX Ultimate Edit, and I'm trying to show it to you, but yeah, like chunks are falling out. This palette looks more destroyed than it should be, but that is actually because I used to travel with this quite a lot when I was in high school, because I didn't want to use like the bigger, fancier palettes when I was in a road trip, for example, and this is why I reached for this. I do have this with me a lot, and this is what actually helped me create so many of my beginner makeup looks. I actually got to experiment with darker eyeshadows, and this was like such a great buy. I'm pretty sure you can still buy this. This is a 10 out of 10. However, the only issue that I have with it is the shimmer. Like, I don't see the point of these shimmers. They are ugly. Like, I'm sorry, NYX, I love pretty much all your products besides these shimmers. Like, maybe the red one is fine, but this one is literally like ugly. Like, why would I want to use that? I don't think I even touched it ever. Yeah, no, ever, because it's like gray but like brownish gray. It just looks bad, and combined with the rest of the shades, to me it makes literally no sense. I feel like in other palettes I've seen really great shimmers, like from NYX palettes. Why wouldn't you just use one of those instead of this ugly one? This is the Warm Neutrals, by the way. I absolutely love this palette. It's great. Like how compact it is, how blendable the shades are. I haven't reached for it in a really long time though. This is also really affordable, and you can do so many looks with this. The only thing that I would change about it, like really change, instead of this ugly useless shimmer here, I would have a highlighter for like your brow bone and your inner corner. Like the lightest highlighter possible would have been a great addition to this. It is literally everything that it promises to be. This is extremely warm. This is great, especially I feel like for autumn. I also wanted to include the smallest palette that I have, which is like a mono eyeshadow, and I have more of these like I also have some from Sephora, but I'm just like too lazy to look for them. So we're just going to talk about this one. This is from Natasha Denona, and this is the Retro Eyeshadow Palette in the shade Helio. It's my first and only Natasha Denona palette. This is really great. This is a shimmer, and I use it sometimes as an inner corner highlighter, but also it goes really well on the lid. This is great. I would love to actually try more Natasha Denona products because this is just great. Like extremely pigmented, some fallout, but you're going to have that with most makeup, so it's okay. 8 out of 10 because it's not necessarily that special to me. Like it's really great. I feel like the shade in itself is, you can also find in a lot of the other palettes. Like you probably have this kind of shade in other that you have already, so I would see no point in purchasing this on its own. I got this like as a bonus in Sephora order. Oh god, I got my finger in it, but hey, at least we can swatch it so you can see like how it looks. It's a bit too bronzish for my taste, honestly. Like maybe that's why I gave it like only an 8 out of 10. Then we have two palettes from Friends, but I'm going to be talking about them individually. They are from Makeup Revolution, back when they had a really big Friends collection, and I am the biggest fan of the Friends series. They did like this huge collection, and they also had lip glosses, and they were named after each main character, and it was like so cool. I used to have the Monica one. However, those weren't really great. Like the lip glosses were kind of bad, honestly, but the palettes are actually pretty great. This is Phoebe, and while I'm not sure exactly why they chose this shade selection for Phoebe, because I was expecting something more whimsical in a way. This has a lot of neutrals, however they are great. I love this. This is going to get a 9 out of 10 because I'm not reaching for it that often anymore. However, I just love like shade. I actually hit pan on this. I don't think you can see, but I did. And this shade, really great. Smelly Cat, really great as well. Going to the Monica palette, I had higher expectations for this because Monica is my favorite character. However, like the shade selection, it's not giving. Like I get that when we picture her with like red lipstick, maybe darker clothes, a burgundy dress, I don't know, just darker clothes in general, but I just feel like this is not her. I don't like the shade. Some of them I've never actually touched, like for example this one, and this one. Like never use them, or maybe just try to swatch them at some point. I do like these neutrals here, and this one, like you can easily create just a neutral brown look with this. I like Geller Cup, unexpectedly love this shade. It's actually like this burgundy wine shade. Anyways, this is going to get a 7 out of 10 because some of the colors are just bad. Like I don't like them at all. Next we have, and this is ancient, this is literally a relic. This is the Holographic Nudes by Sephora. And I think this was some attempt of them to create really neutral tones, like matte tones, and then to have this kind of highlighter, purple tone and pink tone. This was a few years after, like maybe a couple of years after, or 1 year at least after the Alchemist craze. I definitely see how they try to emulate that with the packaging. However, with the product, like obviously in my opinion, no. Like if that was the point, then no. These browns are extremely cool toned, which I used to hate back then. Now I love that. However, when I use this, because I'm not using it anymore, I don't know why. However, from what I remember, these are extremely hard to blend. Like they look patchy, and the dark brown here is like too dark, and it has nothing to do with this shade. It's just weird. Like I remember having these really patchy looks when I used to use this. Maybe 6 out of 10. Like I'm sorry, this is just impractical because the matte shades were bad. Like the shimmers were fine, but the matte shades were just weird and looked weird. It's cool. Like holographic nudes, I like the idea behind it. It's also really compact, and I used to really like when I saw it, like I wanted it. I chose to get this, you know guys. I'm not vibing with it, like especially now, but even when I had it, I remember struggling so hard with the matte shades because I wanted it mostly for the shimmery ones. At the same time, for how affordable it was, maybe a 6.5 would do it justice. I think that I just stopped liking it in comparison to better palettes that I got afterwards. But this was actually like a great thing when I first got it, like honestly. We have another Ultimate Edit by NYX. This one is the Brights, and this is extremely great. I absolutely love this palette. However, disclaimer, they are not like, the shades are not going to be this pigmented. They are going to be a pastel version of what you see here, and for example with the purple and with the pink, you're going to, oh my god, you're going to have to apply so much for them to actually be there. The blue kind of turns green when you start blending it. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on. The green, I'm not really using green. I should start also using green, honestly. But the point is, most of us don't do so many colorful looks that you need like a full size colorful palette. So this one is a great choice. I used to have this and another one, like a bigger one from Makeup Revolution, that used to have like a lot of colorful shades. And back then I used to have so many palettes from Makeup Revolution. I do remember them having some really great stuff. I even used to have one that was like a double, like when you opened it, it was like here as well. That was great. I used to do so many looks with that one. I really wonder like where it ended up, because I literally don't remember, but that was a great palette. I literally just now saw that you're not actually supposed to use the shades 2, 3 and 4 on your eyes. Like, it literally says here that you're only supposed to use them on your face, which that's so weird because this is an eyeshadow palette. Like, why would I put this on my face, like especially the purple? Like, that makes no sense. Anyways, I did use this way too many times on my eyes as well, and nothing happened to me. Maybe they got a bit stained though. Like, I remember doing a makeup tutorial for you guys. I think it was a fairy Halloween look. I don't know if you remember, but I do remember them like staining my eyes a little. The pink one, for example, I just got this weird coloring on my eyelid afterwards. All in all, this is going to be like 10 out of 10. Last but not least, we have the Cool Matte Obsessions by Huda Beauty, and this is just the best palette to ever exist. And I keep saying that about a lot of palettes, but look at her. Saw it like being released, and I literally bought it the exact day it got released. Love like this color selection. It's pretty much everything I need in a palette. Really great. And as I was saying, some of the shades first reminded me of the Lolita palette by Kat Von D. I know it used to be the craze back then, and unfortunately I couldn't get it. Those were really towards warmer toned pinks, and this is obviously cool toned. However, I just said that they reminded me. I'm not saying that they were really similar or anything. So glad I bought this. This is one of the palettes that I reach for the most in all types of makeup looks, and especially now, as I was saying, because I'm experimenting even more with colors, this comes really in handy. I've done a few tutorials with this, so make sure to also check those out if you're interested after finishing this video. This is an 11 out of 10. I feel like this is the best palette from Huda, at least that I have. Maybe you guys have more palettes from her or other palettes and you feel like those are better in comparison with this one. However, I feel like the shade selection in this one is perfect for me. The only palette, like besides the Icy Nudes, I think it's called, that everybody wanted and so on, and I actually really wanted that as well. I feel like the Rose Quartz was kind of similar to the vibe. However, this is all matte and I love that. I love matte eyeshadow. Sometimes I'm not using shimmer at all, though I'm trying to reincorporate shimmer in my looks nowadays. But as a thing, like 11 out of 10, this is perfect. You can do so many looks with it. The colors are extremely blendable, and the pink and the tones that it and the pinks and the tones that they have, perfect for my skin tone. These were the smaller or more affordable palettes that I wanted to show you. This is pretty much my collection, I think. I have been really like collecting these over the years. I'm not buying all of them like at once or something, and I'm really just trying to buy makeup that I'm sure that I'm going to love, and most of them were like that in that sense. Let me know if you have any of these and what you think of them, and I'll see you fairies next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!